It just froze, that's all. Save as favorite, yes. Okay. I'm gonna count us down from 3, 2, 1. Let's hit start. All right. Philippa's getting like that $150 one-on-one yoga session today, so exciting stuff. But let's do our usual. Let's begin to meditate and breathe and relax before we begin some stretching. So find a sitting position that's relaxed yet alert. You can close your eyes to start. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths together. I'll call them out. So let's breathe in through the nose and see if you can stretch up your spine and raise your shoulders. And on the out breath, nice, long, controlled. Begin to settle in. And once again, breathe in. Feel your chest expand. And then when you breathe out, sink in even further. All right, last breath together. Let's breathe in through the nose. And breathe out through the mouth. Okay, let's keep it simple. Let's choose a home base or anchor point around you. That can be your breath, it can be your heartbeat, even a sound around you or a bodily sensation like a gentle breeze somewhere in your body. Whatever you do, just use that, focus on that. If you find yourself thinking about something, take a step back and realize it, and just come back to your home base. All right, let's check in, see how we're doing. If you were thinking about something, that's perfectly okay. It's practice. Remember, just notice it, say, oh no, I'm thinking about something. Let's come back to my home base, my breath. Just continue to breathe. Okay, we're gonna go for a little bit longer this time. Remember, it's okay if you get lost in it. Just come back to the present moment and continue to breathe. All right, let's take a deep breath in. When you hear the singing bowl being played, let's breathe out. So, all right, let's exhale, open up our eyes if you haven't already. And let's do our spinal stretch. So I'm going to start by turning counterclockwise. Right palm is pressing against my left knee. Left palm or left fingertips is pushing into the ground, adding a little more to the twist. Oof. Okay, continue to push as far as you can or as far as comfortable. And then as you breathe out, let's come back to center. Oof, let's get our spines in the other direction. So turning clockwise. Okay, both palms are pressing. Turning. And remember to turn the chin into the shoulder as well. See how far back behind you could look. Okay, and let's come back to center. And then we'll get our sides. So sitting up nice and tall, you can look up as you reach both arms up. And let's start on the left. I'm going to start by planting my left palm on the mat. Then my right arm reaches over my head, over to the left-hand corner of the room. And as you reach, pay attention to how the stretch starts at your hip and works its way all the way up your side. Okay, give me one last reach. And then let's bring the left arm back up to the top. And let's do the other side. So right palm is on the mat. Left arm is now reaching overhead. And then using that right forearm, see if you can play with that distance. If you can come down to your elbow, that's great. If you can't, just do the best you can do. And once again, one last reach. And I'm going to bring that right arm back up. And let's return our hands to heart center. And then we'll get our cobbler pose with the inner thighs. Okay, soles of the feet together in front. Heels are in towards your soft tissue. Letting the knees come down towards the mat and then just lean forward. Okay, you really should feel that in the inner thighs. Okay, relax the legs. As you breathe out, see if you can relax further into it. Ooh. And then let's take a deep breath in for this. And then when you breathe out, reach the arms forward and round out your back. Okay, slide your fingers forward on the floor in front of you. And one more reach. And then let's sit up. Let's bring the knees together. Oh, we'll stand up. I don't know about you, but I'm very stiff on this weekend, or just stiff in general. Let's do a hamstring stretch. Nice wide pose. I'm going to start with the arms up top and then swan dive forward. And start by pushing ourselves towards the back of the room. Okay, looking back behind us, keeping those legs straight. And then if your hands are on the ground, let's go side to side. Okay, supporting yourself. You can go at your own cadence from side to side. You can hold it. All right, let's go to stage 2. So let's clasp our fingertips behind us and reach the arms up towards the ceiling or towards the front of the room. Okay. Letting those shoulders engage now. Continue to breathe. Let's take one breath in. And then as you breathe out, let's release the hands. Plant the right palm on the floor and turn the left arm up. Okay, opening up your left shoulder, opening up your chest, and turning your chin up towards the ceiling. Still engaging the hamstrings. And then let's drop the left arm down to the earth and swap palms. The left palm is planted. Now the right arm is reaching up towards the ceiling. And same thing, open up your right shoulder, open up your chest on this side, and then continue to reach with those right fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then we're gonna bring that right arm down. Okay, let's let the upper body dangle. We're gonna do a 10 count to straighten up towards or just standing straight. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, ooh, and 10. Then we're gonna do our standing side stretch. Let's bring our legs together, standing up nice and tall. Arms are reaching up. And then I'm gonna start on my right. So let's drop our right arm to our right side. Got our left hip. And just like the sitting version, we're reaching as far as we can towards the upper right-hand corner of the room. And letting that stretch go all the way down the left side of our body. And continue to reach with each out breath. All right, let's return that right arm back up to the top. And let's even out our other side. So left arm is on your left. Reaching for the ground with those left fingertips as we let the right side of our body stretch. Also reaching with the right fingertips, but towards the upper left-hand corner of the room. All right, and then bringing that left arm back up to the top. Give me one reach for the ceiling. And let's return our hands to heart center, and then we'll get our shoulders and our triceps. So I'm going to start with my left arm. I guess it doesn't really matter. We're going to hit both. And one pull, 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 pull. And let's release that arm, switch sides. Feeling that shoulder open up a little bit. All right, let's release that arm. We'll get the left arm behind the head. Pulling on the left elbow. I'm going to go for the bonus side stretch as I continue to pull in that left elbow. So I'm leaning towards my right. Then straightening back up. Let's switch arms. So the right arm is behind the head. We're pulling on the right elbow, feeling the pinch in the right tricep. And if you want to go for the bonus side stretch on the right, please do so. All right, straightening back up. Ooh. Let's do Malasana. Let's return to the lower half of our body. So find a medium stance. Toes are facing out. I like to start with my hands at heart center as we lower ourselves towards the mat. Letting the knees bend, keeping the head and chest up. Go as low as is comfortable for you, settling in. You can even rock side to side if that's an option, or using your elbows on the inside parts of the knee. Ooh. Okay, about 2 more breath cycles, just hanging out, doing what's comfortable. I'm doing what I think is comfortable until I feel like I don't want to do it anymore. That's how I gauge how long I do each pose. All right, let's put the hands on the knees. Support yourself as you come up. Oh my goodness. And we want to stay with the lower half of our body. We're going to do our split leg hamstring stretch. So heels are in line, left toes are facing forward. Let's bring the arms up so that we can swan dive down over that straight left leg. Let's drive the right hip towards the left ankle. Okay. Feel the pinch in the left hamstring. See how far you can get your head towards the ground. And we're stretching. And we're going to stay here for another 3, 2, 1. Let's bend the front knee and come on out. And then let's just rotate toward the other side or switch legs, whatever you feel like doing. All right, so arms are up, right toes are facing forward. Let's swan dive over the straight right leg. Okay, just like the other side, drive the left hip towards the front ankle. Okay, you might feel the inner thighs come together. Letting the stretch take over the right hamstring. And one last stretch. And then bend the front knee and come on out. Oh, all right. Let's get our hips. So we're just gonna go, I'm gonna start with we're gonna be on our left knee. Right foot is planted, and you want a 90-degree angle at both knees, okay? Rotate your hip forward. You should begin to feel the pinch in the left hip. If you want to pull the hip from both the top and the bottom, you can reach for the ceiling with the left arm. Continue to push that hip forward. And if you want to go for the super duper option, take that left hand and reach over your head towards the right. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And drop the left arm down. And then switch legs. So you're on your right knee, planting your left foot on the ground, rotating the hip, adding the arm, and just releasing all that tension in the right hip. Oh. Okay, and we're going to hold this for 3, 2, 1. Let's release that. We're going to stand back up. Let's get our moving options. Oh, all right. So come toward the front of your mat with your feet together, standing up nice and tall, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then swan dive down towards the ground. Okay, come up to flat back. We're going to hold this for a moment. Enjoy that little stretch. And then exhale, round out your back. Let's plant both hands on the mat and step back to plank. All right, and then chaturanga down, keeping the elbows at your sides and come into upward dog. Okay, tops of the feet, palms of the hands, feel the front of the body stretch. Back to plank. You can add the push up here. We come into the first down dog of the day. Okay, for my regulars, this is where we stretch our calves. So let's bend the left knee and drive the right heel down. Hitting that right calf. And then switch sides. So bending the right knee. Feeling that left calf. For better or for worse. Okay, switch sides. Continue to push with the arms and shoulders. Fingers are spread.
All right, back to the left one more time. All right, let's straighten our legs. Now let's do our crescent pose. So bring feet and legs together, and then we're start with the right side. So right leg comes up in the air, opening up that hip momentarily, and then swing that right leg through. Before we get to crescent pose, let's do runner's stretch, runner's pose. So your torso's over the right leg or the supporting leg. Fingertips are barely touching your mat. And then we'll get our right hamstring by coming into runner's pose. So bring the hands and or palms on the left side of that front foot, front leg. Okay, bring the pelvis down to the mat. You should feel that stretch in the right hamstring. All right, let's return to runner's pose. So fingertips once again are barely touching your mat. And then bring the arms and torso up for crescent pose. Front knee should be tracking over the front ankle. I can feel that a little bit in the left hip. And then drive the back heel down. Okay, we're going to straighten a prayer twist from here. So bring the palms together, heart center, and then turn and press the left elbow into the right knee. Hands are stacked. Right elbow is facing the ceiling. I'm going to hold this for 3, 2, 1. Return to crescent pose. Arms are reaching up. And then on your next out breath, bring the arms back down, plant both palms, bring the right leg back to plank. Let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Okay, back to plank, adding and push up here if you like. As we come into downward dog, feeling the calves. Now let's repeat on the left. So feet and legs together. Let's float the left leg up into the air. And now let's swing that left leg forward and plant it. Coming into runner's pose, okay? Our torso is over the supporting leg. Fingertips barely touching the mat. Now let's come to runner's stretch. Palms are planted on the right side of the left foot. Okay, dropping the pelvis down. Feeling that left hamstring. All right, back to runner's pose, fingertips barely touching the mat. And then arms come up, reaching for the ceiling. We're in crescent pose. Ooh, that right hip is feeling nice and stretched. Right heel is driving towards the mat, towards the floor. And then drop your hands to heart center and come into prayer twist on the left. Okay, once again, hands are stacked. Right elbow is pressing into the left quad or left knee. We're going to hold this for 3, 2, 1. Let's return. Crescent pose. Arms are reaching up. And then let's bring the arms down. Plant both palms. Leg comes back. Chaturanga down into our upward dog. Okay, back to plank. Let's do our sun salutation. So walk the legs towards the hands. And then we're going to reverse swan dive till our hands are at the top. And then swan dive down. Okay, come in a flat back, resting the hands on the shins of the knees. And then rounding it again, planting both palms. Step back to plank. Let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Back to plank, adding in a push up here. back into down dog. And let's do warrior one on the right. So feet and legs together, floating the right heel up into the air. Let's swing it through, plant it in front of us. And as the arms come up, that back heel comes down for warrior one. Okay, once again, making sure the front knee is tracking over the front ankle. All right. And then let's bring the arms back down, back heel comes up, plant both palms, leg comes back. Let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Okay, back to plank and then the sun salutation. So step your feet towards your hands, reverse swan dive. And then swan dive down. Coming flat back. And then exhale, plant both palms in the mat, step back to plank, and let's chaturanga down to our upward dog. Back to plank, add in a push up here, into downward dog. Let's do warrior one the other side. So feet and legs together. Float the left heel up into the air. Swing the left leg forward and plant it. And come into warrior one, so arms come up, right heel comes down. Reach, 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 reach with those arms. All right, we're gonna exhale, bring the hands and arms back down, plant the hands, leg comes back. Let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Woo. Okay, back to plank. Once again, stepping our feet towards our hands. In reverse swan dive into our hands are at the top. And swan dive back down. Okay, we should feel pretty limber now. Come up to flat back. Okay, exhale, plant both palms, step back to plank. And let's chaturanga down into upward dog. Back to plank, adding in a push up. Into downward dog, it's back. Now let's do the warrior two sequence. So feet and legs together. Float the right leg up into the air. And swing it through. And plant it in front of us. As we come to warrior one on the right. All right, then arms front and back for warrior two. Settling with the breath. And let's swing those arms back up at the top for warrior one. And then exhale, arms and back down, back heel comes up, plant both palms. Let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Back to plank. Let's step our feet towards our hands and reverse swan dive. Okay, swan dive back down. Up to flat back. Okay, exhale, round at the back as you plant both palms, step back to plank. Let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Back to plank, give me a push up here. As we return to downward dog. And let's do the left side, so feet together. Left leg comes up into the air. And then swinging that left leg forward and plant it. Come into warrior one on the left. I'll take off my jacket, so hold that. Now it's real when the jacket's coming off. All right, arms return back up top. Let's go arms front and back for warrior two. All right, swing that right arm forward and up for warrior one. Let's bring the arms back down, plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank. Let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Come back to plank. Let's step our feet towards our hand. Do our reverse swan dive, standing up nice and tall, reaching for the ceiling. Let's swan dive down. Up to flat back. And then exhale, rounding out the back, plant both palms, step back to plank. And chaturanga down. Upward dog. Back to plank. Give me a push up here if you'd like. So return to downward dog. Woo. A lot of stretching. Feet together. Okay, back to the right. So floating that right heel, right leg up in the air. Let's swing it on through and plant it in front of us. And come into warrior one. Okay, arms front and back for warrior two. Let's dip back into our reverse warrior, reaching for the back of the room with those right fingertips with that right arm. Back to warrior two. With that right hand, let's reach as far forward as we can. You can reach no longer. Drop the right arm down to the ground. Left fingertips are reaching up above us towards the ceiling. Triangle pose. And then take that left arm and reach over your head towards the front of the room. Getting a nice little stretch on the left side of our body. Okay, left arm's back up to the top. Now let's drop the left arm down behind our lower back, reaching underneath our right leg with our right arm. See if you can make contact. Okay. And just like prayer twist, open up that left shoulder, open up your chest, and look up. We're going to stay in this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands. Right hand comes back to the ground, left arm reaches up, and then pop back up into warrior two. Let's undo everything. Dip back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. And swing that left arm forward up for warrior one. And then everything back down, back heel comes up, plant both palms, come back to plank. Let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Let's add in that sun salutation, so back to plank, and then step our feet towards our hands and reverse swan dive. Okay, swan dive back down. Come up to flat back. And then exhale, round out the back, plant both palms, step back to plank. Now let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Back to plank. Give me a push up here if you'd like. Into downward dog. And then we're going to copy paste to the left. So feet together. Float the left heel up into the air. And swing that left leg forward and plant it in front of us. So we come into warrior one. Okay, your body should know what's happening. We're just gonna do it on the other side. Arms front and back for warrior two. Settle with the breath. And then dip back into reverse warrior. Gently resting your right palm, the back leg. Left fingertips are reaching for the back of the room. Back to warrior two. And now let's reach towards the front of the room with our left arm. You can't any longer drop the left hand down, left arm down. Right fingertips are reaching for the ceiling. We're looking up. Okay, we're going to do extended triangle pose. So take that right arm and reach it towards the front of the room. Letting the right side of your body release. Now let's return the right arm back up to the top. Now let's drop that right arm behind our lower back. Left arm reaches underneath the left leg. Grabbing fingertips, palms, wrists, whatever works best for you.
opening up your chest, opening up your right shoulder. Right, we're gonna hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Left palm is back on the floor, right arm is back up top. And then back into warrior 2. Dip back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior 2. Swing that right arm forward up for warrior 1. Then arms come down, back heel comes up, plant both palms, left leg comes back to plank. Step your feet toward your hands. We're going to reverse swan dive. Standing up nice and tall. Let's bring the hands to heart center. We're just gonna stand here for a moment and relax. All right, relaxing's over. Reach for the ceiling and then swan dive down. Up to flat back. Rounding up the back, planting both palms, stepping back to plank. Now let's chaturanga down into our upward dog. Back to plank, adding a push up here as we return to what is our last downward dog of the day. Woo. That's a lot of moving options. Love it. All right, we're gonna do chair pose. So step the feet towards the hands, bring the feet together, dropping our bottom down, arms come up for chair pose. Okay, elbows should be near the ears. Don't let them flare out. And we're holding, we're breathing. And for 3, 2, 1. Keeping the arms where they are, slowly straighten up your body as you get off the heels. Okay, you can turn towards the camera if you'd like. Reaching for the ceiling. Letting the toes and the stabilizer muscles do their thing. In 3, 2, 1. Gently bring the heels down, hands come to heart center. Let's do the left side first. Come to twisting chair pose on the left. Okay, see if you can bend the knees a little bit more, bring the bottom down. Right elbow is pressing into the left knee. We're holding. All right, bring the hands back to center and straighten up our bodies as we return to the toes. Reaching with the arms. Okay, stop thinking about your toes on the ground, but think about your hands in the air. For 3, 2, 1. Heels back down, hands back to heart center. And let's even it out by doing a twisting chair pose on the right. And once again, bending the knees a little bit more if that's an option. Getting as low as you can with a twisting chair pose. And come back to center. Let's straighten up our bodies for a third time as we return on to the toes, balancing, working our calf muscles. Reaching, 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 getting as high as you can with the hands. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Heels come down, hands come to heart center. We're at 39 minutes. We're gonna take a quick water break, bathroom break. Oh. Ugh.
Okay, the instinctive phone check.
Joseph, so
Yeah,
many movements today.
I know.
Wow.
How do you like it? Good, bad, or just different?
It's just hard. It's probably not bad, but it's hard.
So, when I learned yoga, going from warrior one, two, and three and beyond, there was always a sun salutation in between them. That's how I learned. So I truncated that to start, and then now I'm like, let's add it back in.
Okay, okay. Well,
It's a
thank you.
lot more dynamic.
Growing day.
What'd you say?
It's a growing day.
It's a growing day indeed. All right, let's do tree. So let's start with our weight on our left foot, left leg, adding the right foot wherever it's comfortable. Okay, hands can either be at heart center or reaching up. And we're just balancing. Yeah, let's go for, see if we can go for 30 seconds. That was about 10, maybe 15 seconds. Let's go for another 10 to 15. Or rather 15 to 20. That's how math works. Oh, no, a little stumble, but you recovered. Good work. We're gonna hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring the right leg out, shaking out the left ankle if you need to. And then we're gonna get our weight on our right foot, right leg, adding in the left. Woo. Let's see if we can do 30 seconds on this side. Slowly adding the arms for me. Let's see if I can do it. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Didn't stumble. Shaking out the right side. Let's have a seat. The standing options are done. And we're gonna do our usual table. So hands behind us, feet in front of us, propping ourselves up. Okay, pushing our pelvis up towards the ceiling. And when you can push no further, you can drop the head back. Oh, your shoulders, thank you. I even feel this all the way down to my biceps because I turn my fingertips behind me, not out to the side. Hamstrings and glutes are a little sore, but that's okay. We're gonna come down in 3, 2, 1, and then gently come down. Okay, let's line our backs for bridge. So begin by clasping the fingertips underneath you as you roll onto your shoulders. Okay. I'm gonna widen my stance with my feet a little bit more as I continue to push with my feet, pushing the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Ooh, my lower back is thanking me now. All right, we're gonna go one vertebra at a time. So control your descent back down. Okay, nice and easy. Don't rush. Ooh, all right. We're gonna do a glute stretch. So I'm gonna start by bringing my left ankle onto my right knee. Let's grab my right shin or your right hamstring, however flexible you are. You should begin to engage the left glute. And as usual, we're gonna do our 3 breaths, relaxing on each out breath. So let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And one more time, let's breathe in and release. Okay, last time on this side, let's breathe into the nose and out through the mouth. Let go of that right shin. Let's plant the left foot on the mat as we bring our right ankle onto the left quad. Let's hold the left leg. Then repeat our 3 breaths for the right glute. So let's breathe in. Then exhale. Noticing how that stretch gets deeper for the right glute as we breathe out. Relaxing. And once again, let's breathe in. And then breathing into the right glute. All right, one last time. Let's breathe into the nose. And breathe out to the mouth. And then releasing the left leg. We're going to stay on our backs for happy baby. So both legs come up into the air. We're going to grab the outside parts of the feet and pull our knees in towards our underarms. Feeling those inner thighs. And then you can rock side to side if you feel comfortable. Continuing to pull on the feet. Okay, noticing how the spine feels against your mat. Very good. Give yourself one last pull. Then you release the feet and drop the legs back down. We're going to do another one for our spine. So let's hug in our right knee. Okay, pull it in as far as you can or as far as is comfortable. Enjoying this little stretch. And let's bring the right knee over the left side of our body as we extend our right arm to the right side. Okay, with each out breath, I want you to relax and notice how that right hand gets closer to the floor if it's not already touching. We're going to hang out here for about 15 more seconds or so. Yeah, you can feel that in the right glute a little bit. All right, let's bring that right leg back to center. And let's hug in our left knee. Once again, enjoying this little stretch here. Pulling our left leg in. All right, let's grab the outside part of the left knee and pull our left leg over our body. Left arm is reaching out to the left. And then same thing with each out breath. Relax the left leg, relax the left arm. And really feeling our spine unwind. Maybe you feel that in your left glute a little bit. Okay, my left knuckles are now barely touching the floor. I'm going to do one more out breath. And let's bring the left leg back. Ugh. Then we're going to sit up and get our hamstrings. I'm going to start with my left leg out in front, bringing in my right heel towards my soft tissue. We're going to flex the left foot so your toes are facing the ceiling. We're going to add the arms up top. Deep breath in. And then exhale over the straight left leg. Okay, see if you can reach for your toes. And if you're a toe person, see if you can reach for the heel. Think about an imaginary string from the top of your head to your toes. And you want to shorten the length of that string while keeping the back of the knee against the mat. That whole back side of the left leg is just feeling happy. Okay, we're going to hold this for another 5, 4, 3, 2, And one, let's release that side. Let's switch legs. So the right leg's out in front. Left heel is in towards the soft tissue. Adding the arms up top. And then breathing out as we reach over the straight right leg. Okay, same thing. Reach for the ankle, reach for the toes. Back of the right knee is still touching the mat. And let's do one deep breath before we release. So breathe in through the nose. And as you breathe out, pull yourself in or reach towards that front foot one last time. And then release. And then keeping the right leg where it is, let's add in the left. Okay, so your quads, knees, shins, ankles are touching. Feet are flexed, so toes are facing the ceiling. Arms are up top. Let's get both legs together. Exhaling over both legs now, feeling how even you are. Okay, one side might be more flexible than the other. That's okay. Just like each individual leg, let's do one last deep breath. So let's breathe in. And as you breathe out, pull yourself even lower, even deeper into the stretch. And then let's release. Oh, and we're gonna turn around. Let's do pigeon. So you can start in a push-up or plank position. Then I'm gonna start with my right foot, so plant it behind your left wrist, and then drop both knees down. You can untuck the back foot, untuck the back toes. You can settle in. Okay, I usually like to rock back and forth, releasing that tension, getting as low as you can, whether that's on your elbows, maybe still on your palms. If your head can come all the way down, even better. Okay, I'm gonna stay here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's plant both palms on the mat, push ourselves back up, and then reach back behind you with the left arm, pulling in the left heel, feeling the left quad. Oof. Notice if I sit my torso up a little more upright, I feel it more in my left quad. And then you can release the left leg back down, return both palms to the mat, back to plank. Let's get the left leg. So left leg is planted behind the right wrist. Both knees are down to the mat. Untuck the back toes. And I'm just finding wherever's comfortable. Ooh, rather position that I want to release all that tension on the left side. All right. Now let's push ourselves back up. And reach back behind us with our right arm. Feeling that right quad release. Oh my goodness. Okay, give yourself one last pull on that right foot. And then a release. Now let's do our closing sequence. So you can sit back on your heels. Knees are about as wide as your mat. And then breathe in. And as you release, reach the arms forward as we come into child's pose. Let's just relax here for a moment and think about everything we just did. I know today's sequence had a lot more movement on the front half. Hopefully all that dynamic movement loosened up our whole body. All right. And as you breathe out here, you'll come forward and out of it as we rotate onto our backs. Okay. Let's come in corpse pose. You can relax your whole body. And we're going to lie down as perfectly still as we can. We're going to go for 60 seconds. I won't say anything. And starting 3, 2, 1. All right, that was about 30 seconds. You begin to wiggle those fingers and move your toes. Reach the arms overhead. Give me a nice morning stretch. Your eyes can still be closed if that's comfortable for you. Now let's roll on to one side and rest your face right on your hands. Take that moment for yourself. Whichever arm is on top, plant that palm on the floor and push yourself back to lotus or cross-legged position. Oh. All right. Returning to the start, returning from where we started from. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, and close your eyes here. We're gonna do our 3 ohms. If you want to ohm with me, otherwise just breathe out with some sound. So let's breathe into the nose and breathe out with some sound. Oh. Oh. All right, once again, let's breathe in and breathe out with some sound. Oh. All right, last time, let's breathe into the nose. And breathe out with some sound. Our hands to our hearts. You may repeat after me if you'd like. May you have clear and kind intentions. Let's raise our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Let's bring our hands to our lips. May you have clear and kind communications. Let's return our hands to heart center. And as always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste, my friend.